We're live.
Oh,
You can go ahead.
what's up, everybody?
How's everybody doing? This is Poor Therapy. I'm B Red.
And I'm Postman.
Hope everybody's having a good night. Did you see about that plane crash?
I knew you was gonna bring this
Well,
up.
it's the current topic and everything.
Which one?
It's about the 60 people that was in the American Eagle plane, and then the 4 military people that was in the helicopter, and they collided, and they all passed away.
Yep.
They're survivors.
Yep.
Which is very unfortunate. Most of them in the plane were kids, apparently.
Oh.
So, yeah, they were ice skaters. They were coming back from some type of contest or something. But, yeah.
That's very tragic.
It is. I don't see how that happens in Washington, though. That's kind of crazy. So you would think, all eyes, especially since that's, the main, I guess, security thing for our country. But mistakes happen.
Yeah.
But on other news, I got a science one.
Oh, okay.
All right, so NASA sent a robot to an asteroid called, give me a second, Bennu, Bennu. And what they did is they landed the spacecraft onto the asteroid, grabbed some rocks and material, and then they flew it back to Earth, and then they examined the material and the rocks or whatever from the asteroid, and they found out that this asteroid, which is just a random asteroid in space, has 14 out of the 20 requirements to make life. And that's just like a random asteroid.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, the chances of life or not originating, popping up in other places around our solar system and the galaxy and the universe and whatnot are pretty high, especially if there's 14 just on a random asteroid.
Yeah.
So that's pretty crazy. Let me exit out of this. You got anything? How was your day today?
My day was all right. Got up early, went and got a haircut, and then came home, relaxed for a bit, and then I went and worked out, and then I went home, grilled some steaks.
Oh, okay.
And
How do you like your steaks?
I like almost all beef, like medium.
I gotta have mine cooked all the way through. I don't know, something about it that I feel like if I eat it raw, I'm gonna get sick or something. I've always been that way with everything, especially pork. I will fry pork until it's almost crispy. But I don't know. It's just something in my mind, where if I eat something a little raw, I feel like I'll get something and I have a chance of dying or something. I don't know. It's just, I guess that's what do you call that?
A phobia?
Yeah, phobia. I guess I have that. Because I've watched people on YouTube and TikTok just eat raw hamburger, raw steaks, raw anything. And there was one guy, I can't remember his name, but that's all he does. He'll eat rotten meat. He'll just leave it in a jar for a couple months, come back, scrape off the mold, and then just sit there, start eating it. I can't do it.
Mm-mm.
But I mean, I guess there's people out there that can.
How was your day?
Well, I wasn't for sure if I was going to be able to do the podcast this morning because I woke up and my voice was pretty gone. So I took some Benadryl. That's pretty much it. Just took some Benadryl and I was just kept cleaning up my throat and everything. Sorry if I do it while we do the podcast, people. But other than that, I put some boards up in Carmen's horse building, hanged up a bunch of like horse facts and posters and stuff that I bought her for Christmas to like deck out her horse building a little bit. And tried to look up some Reddit post. There is one thing that I keep finding on Reddit, and it's about I don't know if it's like the algorithm, because I don't know how that works. Like if Reddit has an algorithm. Like, you know, when you go on Reddit and it shows like all the posts or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, most of my posts have lately been about like people not being loyal or cheating or something like that. I don't know if there's like an explosion of just people cheating, which, I mean, in today's age, all you got to do is get on Facebook, Tinder, or whatever, and, you know, you can pretty much do it. Which loyalty nowadays is kind of scarce. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Kind of sucks. Like, I kind of wish like people had like the old value system where, you know, you had loyalty, you had your word, and there wasn't a bunch of whatever it is now. But yeah, that's mostly what's been on my Reddit page. And for some reason, I just can't find any good like Reddit posts here recently.
Yeah.
It's been kind of aggravating.
Yeah, I was just looking through, and like they're all about exes, or they were very sexual, a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of those, and I don't know if it would be good to read those.
Yeah, yeah.
There is a crap ton of them, and a lot of molesting too.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on in the world where there's so much of that going on? I do have another one. Let me find it. Oh, wait a minute. I wanted you to watch this video.
Okay.
So let me share this real quick. Screen share. I gotta clear out my TikTok. All right, give me a second. All right,
These monkeys didn't sneak onto the trucks. You might not believe it,
but
they're actually one of the employees. In fact, most of the coconuts you eat are picked by monkeys. Because coconut trees are so tall, it's difficult for humans to harvest them. So Thai people have trained monkeys to do the job. Of course, this skill isn't innate. Local people take the monkeys away from their mothers when they're born, taking good care of them with plenty of food and drink. At the same time, these monkeys are trained to pick coconuts from a young age. By the time they're about 2.5 years old, they can skillfully climb up coconut trees that are over 10 meters tall and pick.
Interesting.
Let's see, there's something else I want you to watch too. Oh, right here. This reminded me of you. So he's woodworking.
Wood turning. Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, apparently, Interpol arrested some top child trafficking guy. I can't even say that name. I don't even know how to say it. But the people can say it. All right. And this is another thing I wanted to show you. This is pretty cool. So when we get, let me pause real quick. And I mean, you can pretty much do it now. But when we have drone wars, this is going to be the scariest thing ever. Imagine you're out at the park or whatever, and all of a sudden you see 1 million drones flying at you. Like, this is insane. This is in China, by the way, where pretty much all the drones are being made. That's insane.
Yeah.
If we ever do have like a drone war, that's gonna be some scary crap. And all those can be controlled by like some type of, I guess, AI or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they can pick out like people and whatnot. I'm not looking forward to it if we do have a drone war. Hopefully, it's far, far into the future. But yeah. All right, you got anything, sir?
Man, I ain't got nothing.
You just blanking out today, huh?
I got a lot on my mind.
Okay, all right. That's all right.
I've been having, I'll talk about it. I've been having a little rough go of it. I'd even go as far as say I'm a little depressed.
Okay.
So I think last time I talked about a person that I was kind of having like conflict
Yeah.
with and stuff. And I had said that I was going to try and like quietly and kind of casually like distance myself.
You blew up.
Yeah.
Okay. I figured that was what was going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just not my style. And I was like, you know what? I respect this person too much to like hide it from them. And so, yeah, I mean, it kind of blew up. And we're still friends, I guess, friendly to each other. But I mean, that's about as far as it goes. Like,
You just got to give it time.
no, don't hit me with that bullshit. I knew you was going to say something like that. Like, oh, you just got to be the bigger man and just get over it. Give it time. Time heals all wounds.
All right, well, here's the thing. Like, I've been in physical fights with some of my best friends, and there'd be there's a couple of periods where we didn't talk for 3, 4, 5 months, and then after that we would just meet up and it'd be like nothing ever happened. So I mean, if this individual is a real friend, they'll take that into account and just hold down their ego and pride, and if the friendship is more important than that, then.
But see, they've just proven to me that our friendship doesn't really mean much to them or mean anything to them. So
that could be like a pride and ego thing at that moment.
Well, then I'm going to have a pride and ego thing, and I'm not taking them back. I'm done.
Okay, I mean that's fair.
And because I've given them a second chance before already, and this time I'm tired. I'm tired of feeling the way that I do, and
well, plus you're kind of on edge because you're coming down off of your medicines and whatnot. So
by all means, throw that in my face.
Well, I'm talking about the reality of
right, but I'm supposed to treat this as if like okay.
You got to take everything into account, even of what's happening with you inside.
So my wife is like second guessing me on my emotions and stuff. Like, are you really feeling this way? And then that gets in my head, and I start second guessing myself like about everything, and yeah, that's not healthy. And I'll start spiraling when I do that. And so it's like I need to be kind of concrete and solid in how I'm feeling, and like I don't think I'm acting or feeling crazy. That my emotions are over dramatic or ridiculous. I just think that this was kind of a long time coming, and yeah, I'm sad. I'm sad that I kind of lost my closest friend, or what I thought was my closest friend. But if anything, I'm starting to get kind of pissed because like I look back on the friendship and the way that like the conversation that we had there at the end, and like I play it over again in my head, and it's like I feel stupid. Like, I feel like an idiot for how much effort, time, and care I put into this person, for it to just kind of blow up in my face and not mean anything. And for them to not value how much effort and time and care I put into it.
Okay. I mean, let's see, how do I go about this? The thing is talking about how you feel and putting that out there. That's hard.
Yeah.
And other people, they may think they can do that, but they can't. So when you're venting and you're, saying how you feel, whatever, other people may clamp up and just pretend like it doesn't matter. Do you think that could perhaps?
I think this person is very narcissistic. I had to look up the definition of that earlier because
You didn't know that?
I wanted to make sure I was using it right.
Oh, okay.
And for the audience, if you don't know, it's someone who is basically very selfish in the way that they think, in the way that they act.
Someone who can't take responsibility of themselves and pushes that responsibility or their actions, and it's always somebody else's fault or something like that.
I don't think that's what narcissism. You gonna make me look it up again?
Go ahead. All right, let's look it up. This is an important moment. I always like to learn.
A mental health condition in which people have an unreasonably high sense of their own importance.
Okay.
So selfish and self-centered. Anyways. Yeah, I just, and my wife and other people have commented that, like, give it 2 months and this person will be, trying to talk to me again and whatnot. And, like, maybe that's going to happen. And if it does, I mean, it's too bad. It's too little too late, And I don't really know what all I want to talk about here.
All right, well, we can change it.
No, man. I mean, this is poor therapy, right?
Okay. All right. If I was in your situation, I've had to kick a couple friends like that away. I mean, it's basically pretty much like I kind of said like last time. Like, if they don't just value you as a person and you as a friend, like, there's no point in putting any effort towards that. It's just wasted time.
Yeah.
And it's time you're not going to get back. And that's the most important thing, people, is time. Because you can't get it back. And so you have to use it wisely. Spend it with your loved ones, people, you value.
And, I kind of, like, last time I talked about having too high expectations for people. And I kind of put it in my head that, like, I had too high of expectations for this person. And in that way, it's kind of like I'm blaming myself for why, like this friendship isn't working. But now that I've thought about it more, I don't think my expectations were that high. And I think that they were just kind of a shitty friend.
Just thinking about that, I don't put any, like, expectations on anybody. Is that weird?
I mean, not even your wife?
I mean, like what would you, like, category that as? Like, the wife duties, mom duties, like, stuff like that?
Yeah, like any expectations.
All right. Well, yeah, I guess I do then. Okay. But I guess, like, friend-wise, I don't really do that. Like, my friends,
I think you do. We talked about it last time. You and that individual. They're not exactly meeting your expectations for the friendship, so you're letting them go.
Well, the problem with that is, like, it's a one-sided friendship pretty much. So,
yeah.
All right, yeah, okay. Just learning new things, guys. But
But I mean, I'll be all right. I'm just sad for the time being. It's slowly turning into anger, which isn't good. I'm trying to quell that, but I mean, I don't plan on letting it like build up and bother me for too long. I just don't think this person is worth that energy, you know. And but I can't help but to be sad.
I have a remedy for that. You ever heard of an ice bath?
Oh my god.
Hey, I'm gonna start doing it.
You've been saying that for a year.
I know, but I finally thought about it, and I was looking at all the health benefits and everything like that, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Tractor Supply. I'm gonna buy me one of those rubber tubs. I'm gonna fill it up with water. You know, obviously during the summer, I'm gonna have to buy ice for it, but
Yep.
at winter, I can just hop right on in.
How often do you plan on doing this? Like once a month, once a week?
I gotta try it
Aren't you
first.
supposed to do it like every day?
I mean, those are like the extreme people. If I try it and it's something I can get into, maybe like once a week, once a month type thing. But I do want to start working out again because I don't know. I miss when I used to work out all the time. I miss that feeling. Like I don't know. It's hard to put it into words. Like after you get done like working out, like your muscles are like all, I guess, like tired and stressed out, and you feel like swollen or whatever. For some reason, I miss that
Yeah.
because the other day I was throwing wood or whatever, and I started to feel it in my arms, and it just brought me back to the times where I just used to work out all the time. And so I think once my youngest starts school, I think I'm gonna start working out again.
That'd be good for you.
Yeah, that's just a future goal for myself.
See, my time to work out is Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And it's like extra therapeutic for me because I do it with my now new closest friend.
Okay.
So it's like, it's just extra therapeutic because it's just me and him. And not only do I get to work out, but I get to talk to him about stuff that's going on. And normally we just talk about video games and stuff, but whenever something is on my mind, I'll talk to him about it.
Do you feel like the video game industry is kind of bleh right now?
Not necessarily.
I feel like that because for like the last like 4 months, I've been getting on the PlayStation. What is it called? Stream? No, Steam.
Yeah.
I've been getting on there, and I've just been looking at like new games and stuff, but I don't see anything that interests me.
That sucks. And my response to that is that you're just too picky.
For some reason, my thing is like grindy games. For some reason, I don't know like where that originates from, but like I can't play like those arcade type games.
What about like a story game?
Like what?
God of War.
I haven't been in the God of War since like God of War 2.
So you haven't tried the new ones?
No. I thought about it, but I haven't played since the second one, and I was like, oh, I'm so far behind. It's no use in starting a new one.
Okay. You liked? Didn't you play? What's that video game franchise? Gadget is her name, I think.
Gadget.
Or not Gadget. Oh my God, I can't think of it. Horizon Zero Dawn or something like that.
Yeah, but that got boring pretty fast. I beat the first one, and then I played like halfway through the second, and I just couldn't do it anymore. It was just the second one wasn't as good as the first, and I didn't want to go through it.
I am kind of starting to get tired of the grindy games.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I might need a break from Diablo.
I figured because you wasn't getting on as much. All right, let me see. Oh, come on, pop up. Did you? God, there's so much here to read. Let me see here. Did you see the? Well, I know you didn't. You don't watch anything politics, do you?
No.
No. Well, I was watching the RFK hearing or whatever for him to be the top of our health institution or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he made a jab because what they don't want is they don't want him suing like any of the pharmaceutical companies or anything like that. And he made a jab that all them get money from the pharmaceutical companies. And I think that went over a lot of people's head because, for one, no government official that has like a seat, especially Congress, who can make laws, who can make regulations, should be getting any money from any company really, because that's just like, what is that? That's I can't remember the word I'm going for, but it's not in the interest of anybody for that to happen. So I hope that RFK does get the health seat or whatever, and I hope that he changes everything. All right, give me a second. I'm not too worried about the other ones. The other ones, really don't concern me. I just want like our health system to change. Like, for an example, like America is the only country that we have like 4,000 ingredients in our food. Europe, all the other countries in the world, they got like 200-300. So therefore, America is just a dumping ground of chemicals. So they don't have to, I guess, throw these chemicals away or waste money or this or that. They just feed us them. And that's why America is like the main place for cancer and disorders and autism and all this other crap. So that's the main reason I hope that he gets it. Because if not, in 200 years, everybody in America is going to have autism. We're all going to have something. All right, I got to find. Oh, wait a minute. I did send you something. All right. Here it is. So this is a Reddit. All right. So I'm not reading the whole thing. I'm just going to summarize it. You got the same one?
Yeah, I read it a little bit.
All right, you want to do it?
No, go ahead.
Okay, all right. So basically, this girl wants her boyfriend, which is headed to the store to pick up her some tampons or pads, and he won't do it. Have you ever been in this situation?
Yeah.
Okay. Does that affect you at all?
No.
All right. It doesn't me either, but this guy is 28, and apparently it affects him. So, I mean, it's just, where do I go with this?
I just think it's she says it herself. It's very immature.
Yeah, I just don't get why it would like affect a guy that much.
I don't know. I really don't. I mean, just trying to understand. Maybe like they're heavily embarrassed about it. I don't know.
Well, hopefully this guy, gets with reality. It's kind of dumb to be embarrassed about tampons. I grew up. I was the only.
I bet he doesn't have a problem buying condoms.
I doubt he even buys condoms, really. All right, let me find this other one. There was one, I can't remember. All right, yeah, this one. So this one I kind of vibed a little bit with. So this person pretty much says, you know what, I'll read this one. This one's not that long. So the title is When I Stopped Holding Back, My Social Life Improved. I used to keep things super simple in conversations. Just, yeah, oh, and little reactions without sharing much of myself. It felt safe, but honestly, it made socializing a chore. Then I started saying whatever came to my mind, talking more freely without even meaning to. I became way more expressive, and suddenly socializing started to feeling fun. People were responding differently too. It's like I'm finally showing my personality and they actually connect with me more. Have you ever wanted to just walk into a place and just start talking to people?
No.
So I haven't either, but this summer I'm gonna make it my mission to just go into, I guess it would have to be like a festival or something. Wherever there's just a lot of people socializing at, I'm just gonna walk in there and just try to talk to people. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I might take notes, watch some YouTube videos first, but yeah.
You could go to the Moose.
I don't really like the Moose. I've been to the Moose a couple times, and it's just, for one, too many drunks, too many heightened egos, and it just, I don't know, I just don't mix well.
You know, it is kind of crazy how many people go to like the Moose or a bar that think that their shit don't stink, but it's like,
Yeah,
dude, you're at the Moose right
and
now.
they think like they're the best.
Yeah,
But
like you're spending your Saturday night at the Moose right now
with a bunch of other people that are just pretty much drinking their life away.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, everybody's got to have something.
Yeah.
But this is what I plan on doing sometime this summer. So, like I said, I'm gonna watch some YouTube videos, because I'm sure there's some YouTube videos out there of being like more socializing, and you know, I'm sure there's some cues I can pick up or something.
You know what you could do?
What?
Go to like an amusement park, like Kings of Maine or something, and just anytime you're in line, just talk to the people around you.
Just turn around, but hey man, what's up?
Yeah.
My name's Brad.
Check out my podcast.
But yeah, this is something like I want to try to do just to see if I could get good at it, if that makes any sense. But I think I am going to try it. I just got to find a place to try it. All right, what is this? I don't even remember what I saved here. Oh, this is the comment one. All right. I do remember one thing, but I didn't save it. So in physics, God, I should have really wrote this down. Give me a second. I'll find it. 1 second. I know I put it in here somewhere. Because I would like to have the place that came up with it. Let me see. Is this it? All right. Nope. This is a video of. You ever heard of a Prince Rupert's drop?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, apparently, like
the glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, you can have like steel things, crush it, and the steel will bend. You can shoot a bullet at this glass, and now it's got to be facing.
It's got to hit the teardrop. It can't hit the tail.
Yeah.
The tail.
The
will
bullet
shatter it.
will shatter.
Yeah.
Which is kind of insane.
Yeah.
So my thing is why don't we since this is working so well, which I'm no genius or anything, but why don't we like kind of design something like a spaceship or something to get in and out of like orbits and go through like asteroid belts and stuff with like this type of design? Does that make sense?
Have you seen a Prince Rupert's drop?
Yeah, it's like a teardrop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be hard to make some type of spacecraft like that.
I don't know, man.
Obviously we wouldn't be able to have like the sharp teardrop thing, but I'm sure we could at least make the curvature or something like that. All right, I think this is it. All right. Oh, come on. It's just going to play the video. And it's not even going to tell me. Oh, give me a second. I'm just going to Google it. But basically, some scientists found out that there's this particle that only has mass when it moves, which is kind of hard to wrap your brain around. Because if it's just stationary, it doesn't exist. But if it moves, it has mass. How does that make sense?
I'm no math magician.
There we go. All right, so this type of, here we go, quasi-particle called a semi-direct fermion has been observed to only have mass when moving in one direction. All right, so it only has mass if it moves. All right, so I'll take that back. It exists, but it only has mass when it moves in one direction, which still doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know, man. How do magnets make sense?
Well, magnets. All right, so I watched a video on this. Magnets are based on an electrical field.
Yeah.
And you have one that is going outwards because you have to have two sides for a magnet.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just have one side. And so one attracts and the other repels, but it only repels one that attracts from a different one.
I didn't mean for you to actually explain magnets to me, but
Well, what do you mean? Like, how does it exist?
No, I just meant like at face value, a magnet would like if you took what would appear as magic,
Yeah.
At face value, but once you start to dive deeper into it, it starts to make more sense as to like why it operates the way that it does.
Okay.
So maybe this is just, something that they need to deep dive and figure out more.
Well, the thing is, it's quantum physics, and I tried to wrap my head around a lot of quantum physics, and it's so hard. Like, I'll spend like a lot of hours just listening to podcasts and audiobooks, and I even bought a couple quantum physics for dummies and crap like that.
You should start small.
Well, I mean, the quantum physics for dummies is like where you begin. But the thing about quantum physics is, I'm gonna butcher it, but who's that black guy, the scientist?
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, he talks about it, that when you observe, it's some type of quantum particle that, like you have a two-slit experiment, I think it's called, and the particles, when you're not looking, will go a certain way, but when you're looking at them, when you're observing them or whatever, they go a different way. So therefore, like when you're looking at things, you're affecting the environment without even knowing on a quantum level, which is, to me, it doesn't really make sense, but I'm trying my best. I hope I can get over this cold or whatever. I don't know if you gave it to me or like whoever, but let me see here. Let me find something else to talk about. There's so much crap going on. Like I don't even want to click on any of this. It's mostly all Trump stuff. Oh, did you know there's mass protests for America right now all throughout the world? Do you know that?
What are you talking about?
Well, I didn't know it, but I was scrolling through TikTok, and all of a sudden I got this video, and it had like a bunch of other videos like around the world, and it named them. I saved it here. I'll show you. Let me share it. But basically, they're protesting because they don't want Trump becoming the president of the United States, which is already too late.
Yeah.
So right here it is.
Are you coming to
People
the street?
protesting. Which is crazy. I mean, you got Serbia, Slovakia, Georgia, Germany, some in France. And then we even got a couple protests in America. I seen a bunch of people in Chicago. Let me see. Oh, this is crazy. All right. So, real quick. Imagine that you're a miner. All right. In a cave.
Oh, okay. In a cave. All right.
All right. So these are illegal miners in South Africa that the government, from what I read, they kind of trapped them in this mine or whatever. And then something happened and then they got stuck because the government was trying to get them out to process them and everything because they're illegal miners. And they got trapped down there and they had to revert to cannibalism. So a couple of them, I think like 6 or 7 of them died. And then let me read this because this will say how many were. I might have read. Oh, no. All right. But if I remember correctly, it was like 60 plus people that were trapped down there. Then they started eating the ones that died, which I tried to like, when I watch videos and stuff, I try to put myself in like that predicament or, environment. And that would be insane. Like the whole, God, what was that called? The people that went over west and they got stuck in the default path or whatever it was. You remember that in high school?
You talking about the soccer team?
No, I'm gonna have to Google it.
You think you could eat somebody? I think I could.
Could I eat somebody?
Yeah.
I can't even eat raw hamburger. I don't know if I could eat somebody.
I could eat somebody.
I'd have to cook them. They'd have to be crispy. God, that would be insane though. I don't know. You think you can eat a live like animal?
What do you mean? Like,
All right, like
is it alive while I'm eating it?
let's say, for an example, we're down in this mine and there's rats running everywhere.
Okay.
You think you could grab one of those rats and just start going to town?
I don't know about that. I mean, I'd want to cook it. I don't know if I could eat it raw.
I mean, I gotta look up what that place was. No, that's not it. All right, AI doesn't even know what I'm talking about. It's the group of settlers that went west. They got trapped in the mountains, and it was a majority of them. There was like some adults, but the majority of them were children. It was like 60, 70 of them. And then they made a little camp place in the mountains and they just started, like eating the dead and whatnot. And they had 2 Indian guides. I do remember that. And they murdered the 2 Indians and ate them first. And then they started working on, their family and, ones that slowly died. And the crazy thing is some of them survived. Could you imagine going through all that and surviving? Mr. Dark said, just go get them. It ain't that deep. If you don't know what size she needs, just call. Oh, he's talking about the tampons. All right. I think I got another one. Give me a second. I've been saving a crap ton of stuff. Oh, on a good news, you know what? I'll put this up there just to give them some clout. So, North Carolina finally got the help they needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I watched the Trump and Vance news outlet or whatever. They were letting the North Carolinians, tell their stories and whatnot. And Trump even like kind of went after the insurance company because the insurance company was saying, something about like their claim and whatnot, and just giving them the runaround.
Mm-hmm.
Which I have a high distrust of insurance companies, by the way.
Yeah, I don't like them all that much either.
I don't think anybody does. And I hope that this administration does something to either, change their policies, put some type of limit or something. Like, I don't know, just do something with them. But anyway, North Carolina got the help that they finally needed because, a lot of them has just been staying in tents and, campers and whatnot. And FEMA had a crap ton of trailers locked up just waiting. And I'm not throwing any shade or blame because maybe the California fires took the attention away and then they thought that was more important or whatever. But at least these people got trailers and warm places to stay now. So that's a positive. Hopefully we can help them rebuild and whatnot. But right now they're actually I'll show that next video where this fire is. But there's a fire going on. I haven't checked to see if they got it out or not. But this video here shows you know what? I feel like I've shared this for some reason before. I'm having like a moment of deja vu.
Let's see it.
But it's a bunch of trucks and stuff cleaning up the debris because like if you go down there, it's still like it was the day it happened. None of the debris nothing's been cleaned. People are just trying to make it just eating, staying warm. So now, I guess Trump sent a crap ton of dump trucks and construction stuff down there. So hopefully these people are, getting help. But let me find this one. I know I saved it. God, where's it at? Because I knew I was going to need it. I might not have saved it. Well, that's unfortunate. But apparently there's a fire somewhere in South Carolina. Hopefully they don't put it out by now. All right, let me go off that. But yeah, I've been slowly chipping away at my walls. Do you have plaster walls in your house?
I do.
All right. Have you painted your walls?
No.
All right. For some reason, for the life of me, I cannot figure out how to paint plastered walls. So I've watched 60, 70 YouTube videos. Some people are saying, just throw some primer on it, paint over it, it'll be all right. I did that. Okay. And it doesn't work. All you got to do is just take your nails and it scrapes right off. So another video was like, put some varnish on there, scrape it off, sand it, paint it. I did that. Same thing. So I don't know if you need specialized paint or what, but I'm gonna give myself another month or two, and if I can't figure it out, I'm just gonna call a professional painter and just get an estimate, because you wouldn't think painting walls would be a pain, but it makes you feel like really dumb when you can't figure something that simple out. And yeah, so hopefully I can figure it out. I'll probably end up watching a couple YouTube videos tonight about it, honestly, because it's gonna bug me. Do you or no, you've already said your goals for this year, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my goals for this summer: finish painting the house. I want to have another goal, because that one just seems too easy.
I started working on one of my goals, going to school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What place did you choose?
I'm probably going to go to JMU.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you're going to do engineering?
Yeah.
All right. Is that going to be your major, minor?
Major.
All right. You taking a minor?
No, probably not.
Okay. Well, hopefully you like it, and
I'm excited to learn, and I'm excited to have my intellect challenged.
Yeah.
And but I am a little nervous because I've been out of the school setting for so long. But I mean, how bad could it be?
Yeah, it can't be that bad.
Especially if I end up taking all online classes, and I don't have to sit in class for any reason. But I don't know if I should talk about that.
Yeah, you ain't got to. Let's see. What was I saying? I already forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, my goals for this year is finish painting. I want to do a couple add-ons. Like, I've been thinking about extending my back porch area to come out further. So I've been looking up like estimates and stuff of that. Let's see. Oh, if the price of lumber comes down, I'm gonna build me a wooden fence instead of that electric crap I got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my other goal for the year was to put a fence up, but I think that's going to be pushed down the list. And instead, I'm going to try to get like HVAC set up in my house. So right now, I just got that boiler.
Oh yeah. Actually, I so what I was thinking about doing this year is taking money out of my 401k
Yeah,
and getting a wood boiler.
yeah.
And instead of what I was thinking is, I got the vents and everything already hooked up in the house, but I got that oil burner that's down in the basement. So what I was hoping is if I could just take out the oil burner and then put the wood burner in. And it's going to cost about anywhere from 8 to 13,000, and so I should be able to, get that out of my 401k. It's so hard, like knowing I have money in my 401k and just not taking it out. I probably fight myself probably about 10 times a year because I'll be like, oh, I can take out 30, 40,000 easy. Like, let me just take it out. But then I'm like, no, like, you got to let that build up. You're going to need that for whenever you retire. If I ever retire.
Yeah, if you're allowed to.
Yeah. But by then, the government might raise the age to 90.
Do you, this is completely random. Do you like teach your wife stuff?
Like, what do you mean?
Like
I tell her all the useless facts and the stuff I learned.
Not like, okay, so like, I got certain responsibilities in the relationship. She has certain responsibilities, stuff that she takes care of and whatnot. But like, I always change oil in the car, right? I don't.
Oh yeah.
I don't expect her to do that.
Yeah, I teach
but
her that stuff.
I have shown her how to do it.
Yeah.
In case like, if I die or something,
Yeah.
like, any reason that I'm unable to. And like today, I was teaching her how to like prepare and grill the steaks and stuff.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I was just wondering if you.
Yeah, so I don't know if she's gonna, like this, but we've been working on cooking.
Yeah.
Because I'm usually the main one that cooks, and in a weird way, I do like cooking. I don't know if it's just because it's something I started doing, and then just kind of took it over. But I don't really mind it. But yeah, we just been, I've just been letting her, figuring stuff out, and she doesn't like when I correct her on stuff. I will tell you that. Like, I'm like, no, you gotta leave that in for another 20 minutes. Like, no, don't be afraid to add seasoning, this and that. So yeah, we've been working on that. Yeah, I tried to keep her updated on like the basics, stuff that's pretty simple. You ain't got to really, delve hours and hours into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just basic stuff. I had something I was gonna talk about, but then I totally forgot. Let's see. This podcast has been kind of
a dud.
Here go, there go. Yeah, that's all right.
That's okay. They can't all be wieners.
Well, the thing is like, you can't be. It can't be perfect all the time.
Yeah. About ready to call it though. Here's a closing thought. Is that and I was going to talk to you about this afterwards, but I'll talk to you about it now.
All right.
We should definitely try to get like guests on here to talk.
I was actually looking into that yesterday.
Like, they don't have to be someone important.
I know.
If they just want to, like, if anybody wants to come on here and talk, we should
let them. So that's crazy that you say something about that, because I was looking into that yesterday. So there's a couple websites I was looking into, and you got to pay for them, unfortunately, but you can put in like the information and the number and whatnot and like what you want, and it will find people for you that will, go on to like radios or podcasts or stuff like that. And I was honestly thinking about doing it just to get like more of like somebody else's views and
Yeah,
you
rather
know,
than just me and you talking.
yeah, just us just bouncing off each other and just reading stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I actually might do that. I just gotta find what website would be the best because there's a crap ton of websites and stuff out there that are just scams.
Yeah.
Because I actually fell for a couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I first started doing this, I was like, all right, going big, go put some money into it and whatnot. And I paid for this Facebook thing. And the dude was like, for $300, I can do this, I can do that. And he's basically like, I can get you this many views or whatever. I was like, oh, all right. Because, many people don't know this, but most podcasts and shows and like whatever, a lot of them pay for views. I fight myself on it all the time because I'm like, no, just keep up with the grind. They'll eventually pay out. You'll build something, this and that. And there's other times where I'm like, oh, like I just want to pay to get like 20,000 views and this and that. But
it's like me wanting to buy those runes in Diablo.
Exactly. But once you do it, it's gonna kill. It's gonna kill. Let me touch that real quick. I was about to go. Once you do that, it's gonna kill the vibe for you.
Yeah.
Because I've done that before on other games, and after I do it, I'm just like, well, I have no point in playing this now. I knew I was gonna do that. That's all right though. But yeah, if you do that, it's gonna kill the vibe, and that's. I don't know if it would do that for this though, because like if it does work, which I will say, the first time I did that, it did not work. It said we had like 4,000 or 5,000 views, but they were all bots.
Mm-hmm.
None of them were real. And because when I first seen it, I was like, oh shit, like it's popping, like oh my god. And then I started looking into like all the views and like they can even like pay the bots to comment and stuff, and the comments weren't making any sense. Like it was like broken English, and some topics weren't even matching up. So I just deleted the whole video because I didn't want people being like, oh, well, he pays for views and all this crap. But I might look into trying to get some guests to talk to us. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys. So if you got an opinion, a confession, you can't criminally indict you or whatever. Don't, I don't feel like turning stuff in. So if you did a crime, don't confess to it on here. Confess to, what would you confess to? That's the thing. 'Cause usually if you confess, you done something. All right. We might have to take confessions out. But if you got an opinion or, you're going through a situation and want somebody else's opinion or poor therapy or any of that stuff, get a hold of us. We'll set it up. We'll talk to you. Communicating it is important. Having somebody else's opinion and, outlook on things could cause, something good, or it could be bad. But yeah. So if you're interested in any of that, hit us up. And yeah, hopefully you have a good evening, good night, good week, and we will see you next Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Peace.
Later, guys.